I'm going to give you a quick little guide into how to get women. Before I get into that, I'm gonna be teaching you how to get with some women. Maybe you don't know how, or you're struggling with getting some women. Women makes the world go round. Women. Just a little bit about myself. Now, I discovered the dating industry when I was 25. I'm currently 38 when making this video. You see, before I discovered the dating industry, I didn't realize you could even be good with women. I wasn't good with women. I was, dealt with a lot of different kinds of challenges and struggles, like many of us do. But, finding the dating industry and realizing this is an area that you can improve in, that you can go out, that you can affect change in this area of your life was very helpful for me, especially at that time, because at that time I definitely didn't feel like or realize or even consider that I could improve in my social life or with women. I was more of the belief that you either had it or you didn't. I kind of just had to take whatever came my way in life. That's more so where I was coming from. And then realizing that this was an area that I could improve just was basically like a snowball effect of realizing then that you have much more control over your life in many other areas of your life as well, not just with women. But it's a great place to start. Everybody wants connection. Everybody wants to meet people and be in relationships and these kinds of things. And it's a fundamental human need. It's a fundamental human need. So improving in this area of your life, or trying to take control of this area of your life and working towards building up a life for yourself in your social, in the social arena, will help you to then better yourself in any other arena that you're looking to improve in. That's what this will show you. And like anything, it takes hard work, it takes dedication, it takes effort, it takes challenging yourself, pushing your comfort zone, learning to be consistent, learning to have integrity with yourself, learning how to relate and communicate more effectively with others, men and women. And so you can develop yourself. It's like a self-development pursuit as well. And the more that you improve in yourself, in your behaviors, the better results that you're going to get. I believe that you only deserve whatever it is that you work towards. You get whatever you put in, and that goes with everything. You get whatever you put in. So that being said, there's a lot of methods, there's a lot of people out there that give dating advice. I'm sure there's many different strategies that people can take, and everybody has a strategy whether they realize it or not. Same with your belief systems, your values, and these kinds of things. You have those things even if you're consciously aware of it or not, right? So by taking proactive control over the things that you can control in this area, whether it's the strategy in which you meet people, the strategy in which you meet women, there's many different ways to do that. But you don't have to only implement one strategy. You can learn from everyone. You can look at all kinds of different strategies, and you can apply different strategies when you're out, and you can try different strategies. You don't have to just stick to one strategy. Now, at the most basic level, I would say that on a macro scale, just looking at it generally speaking, if you were to just go out either in the day when you're going about your day and start recognizing women that you are compelled to want to talk to, you start making yourself go and speak to these women when those opportunities present themselves. Then you go out to bars and to clubs and you do the same thing. And when you see if you want to make it the most simple as possible, when you see a girl that you're attracted to, you go up and you speak to her. Now, when you're going up and speaking to her, you move things forward. The first step is going up and actually having to talk to her. Then you are moving things forward to some sort of a close, if you want to use a sales analogy. So either you're going for a phone number, or you're going to suggest maybe you go over and get a drink, and you're just going to move things forward and see where things go. But at the end of the day, you at least go for a phone number. You go for a close of some kind. And if you were to just do that, you can start today. You can leave your house and you can just start putting in time. You can say, I'm going out for 1 hour. I'm going out for a couple hours, maybe to the bars, maybe to the clubs, where there's a lot of people, where you can get a lot of repetitions, and you can start putting in the actions that are necessary to then cultivate a love life for yourself. And one of the ways of doing that is going to the bars, going to the clubs. Look at it like a training ground. Look at it like a dojo. You're showing up to the dojo and you're going there for 2, maybe 4 hours. That's right. If you want to get good at this area of your life, and if this is something that you weren't just a natural at, it's something that you struggle with, it's something that maybe you didn't know that was something that you could cultivate for yourself, then this is what you do. And you start taking massive amounts of action. And you start today. And you can start getting laid. Well, you have a better, let's just say this. You have a better chance doing that, getting laid, than you did before if you weren't taking any action at all. Now, results vary. Some people are going to get results sooner than others. But you're on your journey. So you just get out there and you just continue the process that is going to lead to the inevitable result if you're putting in the time and you're putting in the effort necessary. Now, you can break that down and even into a more micro level. But at the most general, basic level, get out of your house. When you see a girl that you're attracted to, you go up and speak to her, and you move things forward, and you go for a close, whether it's a phone number or whether you suggest going to get a drink right then and there, and seeing if you have the time, spend as much time as you can together and see where things go. But go for some sort of a close. You go for an opener, you go for an open, you go for a close. It's that simple. And that will eventually, you will meet somebody where you're going to want to have a more intimate experience together. If you are continuing to be consistent and you put in the time and you keep just doing what I just told you right there, you will eventually get results. And that's what I did. And I learned from others too. I learned from others. It was something new to me. So I just started reading. I started looking at all different viewpoints, opinions. I had influences from different books that I read, and then going out there and taking massive amounts of action and going and talking to the girls that you want to talk to. It's really that simple. But there's an inner game, there's an outer game. So then it's also about your internal beliefs. Are you comfortable with sex? Do you know what you want? Do you know your outcomes? Do you know what kind of sex life or dating life it is that you want to have? How much time are you willing to commit to this? How much effort are you willing to commit to this? Understanding that rejection is a part of this process, but realize too, though, there's many different kinds of different processes that you can take. There's many different processes. There's many different strategies to get you to a certain point. So then you might take on different ideas, strategies, processes, and see what result you get from those. Take what works for you and leave the rest. You see, I also read the book, The Game, which was a book written by a guy named Mystery and Neil Strauss. And Mystery, I guess, was the one that more so popularized the idea that you could go up and approach women, and it was more so looked at as a skill set, something that you could actually put effort towards and then see return on that effort. And the idea that it's not based on focus on things that are outside of your control. You optimize where you can, but then ultimately you just get out there, you don't make excuses, and you just start talking to women. That's how you get better at something. And this idea that it is something that you can get better at. So I listened to that guy. Then I, sort of leapfrogged in that book and started listening to other guys that they mentioned in that book. Then I started reading more books that was suggested to me by the different guys that I listened to, whether it was like Real Social Dynamics or whoever's out there putting out content nowadays. Is what I'm listening to everybody. I'm aware of different talking points, and but I'm also out there taking action. I've been doing so for the last 13 years, and it's a never-ending journey. So this is the thing. You have to realize that rejection is normal. That's never going to stop. You're never going to be at a place where you're all of a sudden you don't have that anxiety, fear when you're out there going to approach strangers. That never goes away too. You think you're going to get to a point where this becomes easy. It's never easy. It's never easy. It's dynamic. That's the point. That's why it's so rewarding and why it's something that you could continuously do on a daily basis, because it never gets easy. If it's easy, you're not pushing yourself. You're not pushing your comfort zone. These are other things that you learn, right? What I said about how you can get results in this, it is simple when you speak it, when you say it, but then to actually get out there and overcome your own anxieties, fears, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. These are the things that you have to contend with. And then the putting in the actual physical action and making yourself do the approach, going through the process of talking to somebody and trying to move things forward and going for a phone number and trying to take things to a romantic place with somebody takes effort. It never gets easy. And anybody that's trying to tell you that they have the magic pill solution, that's not reality. You can look into the studies on how to get good at things, how to cultivate skills, and it takes upwards of a decade for people to build a high-level skill set. But when it comes to socializing and dating, you could get results right away. That's not what I'm talking about. But it also depends on what are your standards. Who would you like to go home with? Results may vary, and there's many factors involved. And again, you're not comparing yourself to other people. Now, there's many things that you can do to improve, and if you're not getting results, there's a flaw in what you're doing. Or I would say maybe there isn't a flaw. Maybe you've done absolutely everything that you can do in your power to get results with women in your dating life, and you're still not getting results. And if so, then I guess maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this isn't for you. But I would say 110% of the time, no, 99% of the time, I would say most of the time, you've not done nearly everything that you can do in your power to get results, but you think that you can't get results in this area. So there's many tweaks that you can make to give yourself a higher chance of getting results. And some of those ways is learning from others, educating yourself, doing research, working on your inner self, working on yourself as well, but also getting out there and still taking action, being consistent, putting in the requisite amount of hours and time, pushing your comfort zone, not staying in your comfort zone. You're not just staying out doing day game. You're going out and you're doing night game. You're pushing yourself in all areas. You're taking massive amounts of action. You're also focusing on your health. You're focusing on your fitness. You're focusing on your finances. You're doing all of these things. You're learning to develop yourself in all areas. You're looking to be successful in many other areas of your life, not just this one area. You're not drinking. You're not doing drugs. You're taking this seriously. If you're not getting results in this area, and this is something that you're passionate about, it's something that you want to get results in, then you do everything in your power to get the outcomes that you're looking to get. And if you're doing all of these things and yet still not getting results, well, then you haven't put in the requisite amount of time, perhaps. The results will come when they come. You focus on your actions. That's the only thing that you have control over. You only have control over yourself. The only constant is you. So you just continue to not make excuses. You focus on the areas in which that you can improve, and you keep getting out there and you keep approaching women and you keep taking action until you get the outcome that you're looking to achieve. And sometimes it takes some people longer than it takes others, and that's just the way that it is. But again, you're looking at others as inspiration. You're not looking at it as a comparison and saying, why am I not where this guy is? You look at anyone in history, they put in over a decade worth of effort and time before they ended up getting the skill set, the high-level skill set that they then cultivated for themselves. You don't see what they did on the back end. So you're not looking for the magic pill. I gave you a process in this video. Another great way to get better at something is have someone to hold you accountable, have somebody to strategize with, have somebody to consult, have somebody like myself that has 13 years of experience and can break down footage for you, or we can get on strategy calls and we can work together and I can give you feedback and how you can tweak things to maybe get the result that you're looking to get. Having someone like a coach, like myself, that has experience that can help you, that's another great way to get the results that you're looking to have. So if you also want to hit me up, I'm offering free 30-minute strategy calls at datingdestruction@gmail.com. You can email me there. And as well as I do in-field trainings and other services, so you can inquire about those too. If you're looking to take this seriously and take yourself to the next level, then I'm here to help. I'm here to help, but you got to want to help yourself, and you got to be dedicated, and you're going to have to be willing to put in the effort and the work. Nothing comes easy. This is the reality, but this is how you cultivate a high-level skill. You get help from others, you're educating yourself. There's ways in which to do that, and I can help you with that. So otherwise, if you like the video, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, peace out, my friends.